how did the interactions go?
It was fine. Just showed up and did our deal. That was about it. So I thought the piece turned out real well. When I saw the script of it, I was like, what are we going for here? And then I kind of got the Back to the Future vibe, and I was like, all right, I got it.
So have things thought out, or is it just like, hey, you guys are in the same place, we're going to do our work? You guys have been at odds for so many years.
I would just say that we don't necessarily have a relationship. I probably don't have a relationship with half of these guys in here anyways, So just show up and do our deal. We're the same as the rest of these guys. We're just here doing our deal every weekend.
So was it strange to share a leaping high five?
That was weird. Yeah, that was definitely weird. But hey, when you're a good actor, you can make anything work.
How much do you drivers pay attention to the criticism of the next-gen car and the racing it produces, especially after the past couple of weeks?
I don't know. I've probably been one of those that have been critical of it as well too. So I'm not sure that gets us anywhere. It'd be nice if. I guess you're never 70 sunny rainbows and butterflies and seals all the time. So, so there's always going to be complainers of something.
What did you thought about NASCAR bringing back North Wilkesboro and how it's kind of fit into the fabric of the Cup Series?
I think it's been really good. I was a skeptic on them bringing it back and not bringing it back, but paving it for year 2. And I felt like that was the best thing that they could have done. I felt like the first year just really slow pace and just really not a lot of grip, not ever feeling comfortable, which is, normal for me anyways in these cars. But when they paved it, you could maneuver around, you could try to make moves and things like that. But, I'm still just, I'd say, frustrated with the racing that it provides. There has yet to be a green flag pass for the lead. And however many green flag laps have been there. So that is definitely not what we're all there for. So I'll be interested to see how I feel about the truck race.
Yeah. How'd you feel leaving Texas? Were you pissed, or were you like, we had speed and a lot of other guys spun and that's just the nature of that race now?
Just totally bummed, we worked all day. And fought hard to get ourselves back up in position to have a shot to be able to go race for it. We restarted third there. We were running third, and it was like, okay, this is your moment. This is where you shine. This is where you get paid the big bucks. Like, go get it. And literally 2 laps later, I'm crashed. So same thing happened here last year. Put yourself in those positions. You live for those moments of being able to go get it and get a win, and boom, we're in the wall. We're crashed. So. I don't know why or what, but I've been rewarded 230 plus times of being able to go get it and go get the win when it comes down to it. And now it seems like I get penalized for trying.
Do you want them to shave the bump up there? Should they do something about it?
Well, you had 3 guys crash this year. I haven't gone back and watched film from last year. I bet you there was probably 3 or more that crashed over it last year. So I would say that that's probably deterrent to drivers wanting to get up there and venture around and make a different groove than just the bottom. So, yeah, whether they completely cut that section out and just repave that section or whether they grind it, I really don't care, but you probably got to smoothen it out.
Do you care how Larson does
or get rid of or change the car. Get rid of the stupid stuff on the car that we're doing that doesn't allow it to go over the bump. We had bumpy tracks before with the old car and we didn't complain. Look at Kentucky. We all loved Kentucky when it was bumpy. You would never make a lap at Kentucky nowadays.
Do you care how Larson does in the 500? Does it, reflect on NASCAR drivers or anything like that? Do you root for him?
I root for him. I wish him well in that endeavor. I know how hard it probably is. I've never done it, but I can guess. And so, you hope that one of your fellow guys goes out there and can show the world that the NASCAR guys can do it as good as the IndyCar guys. And so Larson is probably, one of those best guys to have over there to go do that.
And I know you came close to securing a double ride. Is that something you've given up on or still want to do?
I wouldn't say I've given up on, but the phone hasn't been ringing. So, I think Larson got the seat I was supposed to get for the last 2 years now. So, whether that seat's open for next year, I'm not sure. Haven't really ventured into that, but those conversations pretty much take place, July, August of each year, and they try to get done before December.
curious, you mentioned Texas last week, Kansas last fall. When you're in those situations, obviously each of those are unique, right? But when you're running toward the front and it's go time, is your mindset impacted based off of the issues you've run into in those situations more recently?
Depends on how easy your PTSD sets in. I mean, you know, like coming here, it's probably going to be pretty easy for it to set in. Like, hey, don't do what you did last year. And of course, coming off of last weekend and having it just last weekend, you know, it's going to be right there in the front of your mind, not necessarily too far back.
But you have more speed now than you did probably last fall.
I would hope so.
Overall,
I mean, if we had a shot to win last year with now having better speed this year, hell, we'll lap the field. So let's go see it.
What do you think about the championship rotation? What track should be in it?
Yeah, I think that's great. You know, obviously it's limited by weather, right? So I mean, that's sort of the key component. So obviously, I'm sure all of them have been mentioned. I kind of agree with Ben. I don't think a super speedway race is where we want it. Not unless you go back to the old point system, where then you've got 30 guys vying for a championship in that race. You know, it could. I don't know that I wouldn't go so far to say. I know there's ovals outside the U.S. that are in warm areas, so that could be fun.
Vegas, yay or nay? Or
yeah, Vegas is a yay. You know, even Texas, sure, why not? You know, Homestead, of course, Phoenix, of course. It's just we probably need to start working on that, backing our season up a little bit, ending it a little bit earlier, so we're not in New Hampshire. Remember that year?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to go to New Hampshire.
What about here? Is it too cold, you think, this time of year? Or that time of year?
I'd have to look, but I would believe it would be too cold.
The average high is like in the low 60s.
That's not bad, so doable. But I mean, you're not gonna want to end in prime time, nighttime. It's gonna have to be a noon o'clock start. You know what I mean? And we don't do those.
So
we need to compress the length of the season, shorten things up, maybe double up some weeks.
Either that or get rid of some. Yeah, you know, 30 races is probably the sweet spot, I'd say.
Yeah, and how important is that to have some weeks off during the season?
I mean, it depends on how you're ready for it. You know, I mean, this 28-week stretch will probably be tough. I know that we've had 18-week stretch in years past, and by the time you get close to the end of those, you're like, damn, are we done yet? But that's also a mental thing when you're out of a points race or something like that. It's like, okay, now we're just along for the ride, you know, doing the circus show, going to the track every week when you're not in it racing it. But when you're in it racing it to Homestead or Phoenix or whatever for the Championship 4, like you're invested, so you're giving everything you got anyway.
Any guess on what lap the caution will come out next week in the All-Star race? Between that Marcus, you know, gets to choose.
Yeah, what's his rule?
It's been somewhere after, you know, they have a 100 lap caution.
Yeah.
And then he gets to throw it any time between then and 220. Although if it comes out after 200, then he doesn't get.
If a natural caution comes out after 200,
right?
Do we want to put money on if I create a natural caution or I let Marcus throw a caution? It depends on how far Kyle Larson's out leading the race.
So how much did you actually get to drive the Delorean? If at all?
Yeah, I got to sit in it. I got to start it. I got to just drive it in between different parking spots and stuff. But that was about it. So good times. But all right, we good? We got to roll, guys. Sorry.
Next one.
Yeah.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay, stay rewarded.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.